Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. And I just wanted to pull up and chat with y'all because, you know, the truth is about Big Fan Breezy is that I really became a loyal fan to one team when the Nets came to Brooklyn and became the Brooklyn Nets. And, I'll go back and forth with Nick fans about, and either even other Nets fans about the history before the Nets. I mean, the history with the Nets before they got to Brooklyn. And at first, honestly, arrogantly, I was saying that, I only followed them from Brooklyn till now. And I got a lot of flack from that, rightfully so, from Nets fans. Shout to all of the OG Nets fans that have been Nets fans before the Brooklyn Nets, before the Nets got to Brooklyn. I appreciate y'all. I respect y'all, and I got love for y'all, and I wanted to show, I wanted to do this for us, for y'all, for us all together, all Nets fans. I went out and I bought a book. It's called The History of the Nets from T-Neck to Brooklyn. Right? It's written by Rick Laughland. All right. So this is not my book. These are not my words. Please don't penalize me. I am coming clean, letting y'all know this is not my book. This content that I'm about to read you guys is from the book written by Rick Laughland. Let me make sure I got his name correct. Yes, Rick Laughland. I hope y'all tune into this because you know we gonna talk about it. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Thirsty. All right. So, how y'all doing first and foremost? How everybody doing when y'all see this? I'm just saying what's up. We'll start now. With humble beginnings. That's the name of the chapter. That's how it starts. 1967 through 1968, and then through 1969 to 1970. All right. So this is where the humble beginnings start. And I'm gonna read it word for word, and I'm gonna give my perspective on opinion on my spill on it, and we'll discuss it further from there. Okay. A team nickname quickly abandoned, an endless search for a home arena, and a one-game playoff forfeited. Those are just a few of the many bizarre moments that mark the inaugural season of the franchise currently known as the Brooklyn Nets. Right? We all know this, right? Stay with me. The team's initial campaign was indicative of the next 5 decades to follow, which saw the organization roam from arena to arena and city to city before eventually calling Brooklyn its now permanent home. Permanent, as in it's going to stay in Brooklyn. We done, you know what I'm saying, made a lot of moves before we got here, but now we here and we here to stay. You know what I mean? No matter who like it or not. You know what I'm saying? In this book, it gets into how, there was pushback, and we'll get to that now. I won't hold y'all, guys. I won't hold y'all. Let's get to it. Right? Okay. Where was I? Which saw the organization roam from arena to arena and city to city before eventually calling Brooklyn its now permanent home. The team's existence has been plagued by odd, unusual, and even downright strange happenings, with several notable occurrences unfolding during its formative years as a charter member of the American Basketball Association, the ABA. Its rocky transitional period upon merging with the National Basketball Association, NBA, in the better part of the team's final few seasons playing as the New Jersey Nets. All right. The story of the Nets franchise started in 1967 when trucking magnate Arthur Brown envisioned turning the amateur athletic union AAU team he was running, the ABC Freighters, unmistakably modeled on his trucking company, the ABC Freight Forward Corporation, into an expansion team that joined the ABA when it officially launched later that year. Now I don't know how many fans, Net fans, or fans knew that, specifically for my Nets fans, but I'm just finding this out. I'm gonna read it again. The story of the Nets franchise started in 1967 when trucking magnate Arthur Brown envisioned turning the Amateur Athletic Union AAU team he was running. So Arthur Brown was running the AAU team. Okay, I follow. The ABC Freighters unmistakably modeled on his trucking company, the ABC Freight Forwarding Corporation, into an expansion team that joined the ABA when it officially launched later that year. Okay, naturally, Brown sought to name his team the New York Freighters, but later filed for a name change to the New York Americans. He aimed to play at Manhattan 69th Regiment Armory. Yo, where's my guy Jeff at, man? Where's my guy special guest Jeff at, man? And I hollered at you so you could pull up because you one of the OG Nets fans that I know. Shout out to all the Nets fans in the building when y'all see this, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope, we could go back and forth about it. Okay. Again, I'll read that part again. Naturally, Brown sought to name his team the New York Freighters, but later filed for a name change to the New York Americans. He aimed to play at Manhattan's 69th Regiment Armory. That deal fell through just 3 months before the ABA's opening day, due in large part to pressure from the New York Knicks on the Armory to back out over concerns related to territorial rights. Immediately, you could see the Knicks had adversity. No, the Nets had, well, not the Nets then, but we had, and I say we, as in the Nets I represent. Y'all know that. Big fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. This is interesting to me. He aimed to play at Manhattan 69th Regiment Army. So initially, the Nets were going to play in Manhattan. That deal fell through just 3 months before the ABA's opening day, due in large part to pressure from the New York Knicks on the Armory to back out over concerns related to territorial rights. The Nets had adversity from the Knicks up before we even came to the city over territorial rights. What do you mean? Like territorial rights? Do you see why there's a rivalry? Shout out to T Time and Nixon Ish, all the Knick fans out there, all of the fans that I cause chaos on Twitter. I pull up, y'all know what I do, y'all know who I am. It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog, who run the city, the podcast at 7 and 9 p.m. on Friday at 8 o'clock. You could call up. We looking for fans to call up. It's the off season, so we anticipate y'all calling up. We appreciate it. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. I'm gonna be more on YouTube. I was heavy on Facebook for like a year or two, but not. And now I'm on YouTube for real. So you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to me, man. Y'all can find me here. But this goes to show that the podcast that me and T Time got is valid. It's a lot of validity into us even having a podcast, because you see the pushback from the Knicks before we even got there because of tutorial rights. I'm reading this right out of a book. This ain't my opinion. This is a fact. The Knicks never wanted us here. This is my opinion. The Knicks never, and I'm not reading this out the book. The Knicks never wanted us here. Never had love for the Nets. We pulled up. We ain't getting no love shown to us. I'm about to Knick fan pack. Got a Knick fan pack on deck. Let me get in. But yo, man. Yo, call the show, man. I would need all the fans, all of Nets fans to call the show on Friday. This is real facts, yo. Like, they didn't even want us to come to the city. We was gonna play in Manhattan. We could have been the Manhattan Nets or the New York Nets, because he chose that name, New York. We would have been the New York Nets. But now we the Brooklyn Nets. I like the ring of that. Got a nice ring to it. I could tell you. The Knicks obstructing their crosstown rivals' path reflected a theme throughout the Nets' continued pursuit to gain acceptance into the ABA and its eventual admission into the NBA nearly a decade later. Now that's important to say. Let me explain why. The Knicks obstructing their crosstown rivals' path reflected a theme throughout the Nets' continued pursuit to gain acceptance into the ABA and its eventual admission into the NBA nearly a decade later. See, eventual admission into the NBA. But the truth is, only 4 teams out of the ABA went to the NBA. Let me say that again. Only 4 teams out of the ABA went to the NBA. And if I'm correct, it was like 12 teams, 10 to 12 teams in the ABA at the time. I'll double check that fact, but later, because I want to keep reading. Shout out to the 2 fans that see me in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, man. I'm reading a book called About the History of the Nets. We getting into it. And thus far, the start of it, the first thing they discuss is how the Knicks was pushing back and we became rivals before we even got in the ABA or the NBA. We were rivals because the Knicks did not want us to play in Manhattan. We was going to play on 69th Street at the Armory. They said no. They were the ones applying pressure to tell us that we can't play in the city. So it makes it that much sweeter every time we beat them at the Garden or at the Barclays. It just when we beat them, like, whatever. I don't care where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta call a podcast this Friday because I'm gonna be talking heavy. I'm gonna be talking spicy because this right here, nah, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. What? Me can't believe my eyes, me reading it right there in front of me. I'm gonna continue. Brown was turned away at every possible attempt to find a suitable replacement to the 69th Regiment Armory for his team to play its home games, excuse me. They didn't want to make 69th Regiment Armory our home. That would have made us the New York Nets. The Knicks jumped in our way to do that. For us to run the city right now makes sense. It's they karma. It's they karma to lose to us no matter what their team looked like because of how they did us before we even got here. They were scared of the competition before we even got here. Wow. Brown was turned away at every possible attempt to find a suitable replacement to the 69th Regiment Armory for his team to play his home games. Nearly all potential venues in New York were either fully booked or simply unwilling. Y'all unwilling? Y'all ain't gonna show us no love? We don't get no love. Y'all unwilling? Like, y'all mean y'all could do it but won't do it? Why y'all won't do it? Why y'all say y'all could do it? That mean y'all can do it. It could happen. It's possible. It was possible. But you don't want to show us love. Show us some love. Nah, it ain't no love. In the heart of the city that we run. Yo, shout out to the Brooklyn Nets fans. Shout out to the New Jersey Nets fans. Shout out to the Nets fans. Like, yo, where's my guy Jeff, man? I'm shouting you out because you was the one telling me about the Nets before I got this book. There's real OG Nets fans that I kick it with, not just him. Shout out to all of the ones that I kick it with. Not many, you know what I'm saying? Shout to Skeen. You know what I mean? He's a Nets fan for a long time. You know what I mean? Listen. I might not be everybody's favorite Nets fan, but trust me, I got respect for the OG Nets fans, whether they, you know what I mean, follow me or not, or dig my content. You know what I'm saying? But the stuff they be saying, I'll be picking down I'll be picking up what they putting down because they know the real about the Nets before the Google, before the internet, before social media, before I could go research this, that, and the third. They fans growing up in it. That's why Kyrie should stay. I don't want to segue. I want to get back to the book. But that's why Kyrie should stay. He was a Nets fan before he was an NBA player. Before he, you know what I'm saying? Went to Duke. Before he went to all of these different schools, he was a Nets fan. And I think him saying that he want to stay regardless of KD staying or not, I like that. That's the type of 7-11. Now you representing 7. Now you sound like, 11. Now you representing 11. You sound like 11. Sound like you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? You know what's up. You can't leave us like, come on, like Boston. You ain't from there. You don't know the mom and pop stores. You don't know around the corner. You don't know about the stores that stay open with the pizza spots and the spots that you can eat at. You don't know about none of that when you out there in Boston or Cleveland. You ain't got no loyalty to them. That's different. That's business. We your fans that's home that care about you, Kyrie. We was out there when that whole COVID, we was like, hell no, we won't go. Let Kyrie play. Let Kyrie play. We want to see you do your thing, Kyrie. We only got 100 and something games from and out of 3 seasons. It'd be nice to see you do your thing and get, like let me see. I'd say uh 55 games. You feel what I'm saying? Let me get 55 games, Kyrie. That's a fact. Can I get that? If I could get that, we'd be good money. You grew up. You know about Dr. J. You know about all of these different players. You know about them. You know what I'm saying? You got listen, man. All I need you to do is play with your heart, man. That's all I can ask from you, Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can ask, man. I'm not asking for much, you know what I'm saying? Play like you love the game. Play like you loving in Brooklyn. Love Brooklyn. Play like you was a little kid. Don't play like you just playing for a contract. You know what I'm saying? Don't play like you just playing for a contract. Actually come out here and do your thing. Do your Doug Dizzle. You know what I mean? We looking forward to seeing you do your thing. We want to see you get busy. But listen, man, like, share, and comment, subscribe. We about to get back into this book, man. It's a good book. I recommend this book for anybody, especially if you're a fan of the Nets and you're trying to get to, you're a fan of the Nets and you're a real, I'm a pretty solid fan. I would like to think. And I'm saying that to say, like, I always got love for the Nets. I always, you know what I'm saying, vlog about them. And even if you're just interested and you're a reader, it's a good read. Whoever they put this is a nice read. But yeah, let's get back into it. So again, I'll read that so y'all know where we at. This Brown was turned away at every possible attempt to find a suitable replacement. They didn't want us to play in Manhattan, basically. And yeah. They said, hold on, nearly all potential venues in New York were either fully booked or simply unwilling to ruffle the feathers of the mighty New York Knicks. This is how they describing the New York Knicks as mighty. What year was they describing them like this? Because they ain't win no championship. What, it was 67, 68. Why was they so mighty? They wasn't they mighty like might make the playoffs like right now. All right, man, I respect it. They was mighty back then. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't mighty like that right now. We the mighty team. You know what I'm saying? We mighty. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my mighty Nets fans. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. We mighty. You know what I'm saying? They was mighty. Now we mighty. You know what I'm saying? Because we run the city. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So okay. Nearly all potential venues in New York were either fully booked or simply unwilling to ruffle the feathers of the mighty New York Knicks by allowing a professional team, albeit an ABA squad, to play in the same city as the proud NBA franchise. This the most Hasidity, nose in the air, walk with my nose in the clouds, head in the clouds type of diva move that the Knicks would make. This is an ultimate diva move. Why what do you mean ruffle their feathers? If they so mighty, why they scared of competition? Tell me that. That's what I'll be saying, man. Tell me that. That's a fact, man. Let's continue. You know what I'm saying? Still searching far and wide for a proper venue, Brown was quickly running out of time with the ABA season fast approaching. So he shifted his focus outside the confines of New York City and expanded his quest into New Jersey. So we couldn't find a place in New York City because of the Knicks applying pressure to the Armory on 69th and etc. So we had to go to Jersey because we were forced to go in that direction. It wasn't a choice, it was the option, the next best option. Going to Jersey wasn't a choice, it was the next best option. Wow. Okay. Because we tried to play in the city. It makes it that much sweeter that we run it. I continue. Still searching far and wide for a proper venue, Brown was quickly running out of time with the ABA season fast approaching. So he shifted his focus outside of the confines of New York City and expanded his quest to New Jersey. In the back of his mind, Brown knew the clock was ticking. The ABA published his schedule, and the Americans slated to host the Pittsburgh Pipers on. Wow, that's their name. That's I know that it's pause, and I'm just saying. Let me just be clear on that. That's their name. The AB, and I'm not gonna say it again. You heard what I said. On October 23rd, 1967, at a venue still to be determined. With just over a month until the season opener, Brown finally reached an agreement for the Americans to play their home games at Teaneck Armory in New Jersey. Oh man. Shout out to all my Nets fans, man. I wish Jeff was here, man. That's a Nets fan. He's an OG Nets fan. I'm saying it's hard. I should have tried to reach him earlier. But shout out to him. That's my guy. Any of y'all Nets fans that was fans, they know about any of this, please feel free to jump in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Jump and let me know. You know what I mean? And hopefully the next time I do it, y'all pull up. You know what I'm saying? That'd be great. Again, the ABA published its schedule, and Americans were slated to host the Pittsburgh on October 23rd, 1967, at a venue still to be determined. With just over a month until the season opener, Brown finally reached an agreement with the Americans to play their home games at Teaneck Armory in New Jersey. Upon landing in the Garden State, we ain't playing Madison Square Garden and over there, but we got a Garden State. You know what I'm saying they garden is square. You know what I mean? Our garden is state. Okay. Upon a landing in the Garden State, Brown filed for a name change to the New Jersey Americans. And with that, the first iteration of the current professional basketball franchise was born. Wow. This is amazing. This is a great read. Shout out to Rick Laughland. Great book. The Teaneck Armory was hardly a building designed to showcase the game of basketball, but it had served a historical significance before the Americans called it home in 1967. Built on 13 acres as part of the New Deal, it was funded by the Works Progress Administration. Initially designed to hold the 104th Engineer Battalion of the National Guard, the sense of civic pride and national relevance it held was palpable. But transforming it into an adequate site to accommodate a professional basketball team was an entirely new and daunting challenge. While the Teaneck Armory drew an average of 2,054 fans per home game, the Americans were barely a blip on the radar in the market, dominated by the Knicks. Wow. So, far as fans is concerned, excuse me, because the Knicks are a founding team of the NBA, their fan base obviously was heavy. Makes sense. But they didn't want the competition. Remember that. Remember, they didn't want the competition. And that's why we went to Jersey. One of Brown's first orders of business was to hire a head coach with a name recognition in the New York metropolitan area with an impressive enough resume that he would garner the trust and respect of his players and staff. This This is what we are talking about. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. I mean, I'm a step away for a second. I mean, it's not even a lot of people here. It's one person here, but that one person right there, yo, I'm coming right back. We about to really get into this because I'm gonna contrast this to Steve Nash because of what's said. It says before, hold on. One of Brown's first orders of business was to hire a head coach with name recognition in New York metropolitan area with an impressive enough resume that he would garner the trust and respect his players and staff. That man, did Sean Marks do that? Did Sean Marks do that? Yo, we gonna get into this, yo. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yo, that one person right there, hold it down. Hold it down, my guy. I'll be right back. That's all facts. Yo, I'm back. I'm back. Yo, you there? Oh, all right, all right. Hopefully you still there. You know what I'm saying? It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Net vlog, and we reading the history of the Nets. It's a really good read. If you guys got a chance, if you're a reader, if you're an avid reader, this is something you definitely want to give a glance. Very good book, very good writing. Um, Page turner, if you will. Right. Okay. Okay. Like I said, I want to get into how Steve Nash is. Well, first and foremost, let me be specific. Let's get into how Brown's first order of business. I'm gonna name this first order of business, man. First order of business. We're gonna talk about this, and I got a lot to say. So I hope y'all there and y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all get a chance to listen to this because we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk, and we need to talk because this Nets team won an ABA championship, and the guy who running it all, Brown, his first order of business is to get a coach. I didn't hear nothing about Dr. J. I didn't hear nothing about no other players. The first order of business is the coach. Vital, vital, very important. Sean Marks, somebody tweet this to Sean Marks. Get this to him. We need to talk. We need to talk about the first order of business. It's not the superstar. It is the coach. You and Nash go back from Phoenix. Y'all tried it, it didn't work. Maybe we should move on with Brian Keefe as assistant coach. Just swap them. Make Brian Keefe the assistant coach. Make Brian Keefe the head coach and Nash the assistant coach. The first order of business is supposed to be the coach, and you fired Kenny Atkinson. That was one of your first orders of business, to fire Kenny Atkinson? Come on, Marks. You got to read this book too, probably. One of Brown's first orders of business was to hire a head coach with the name recognition in New York metropolitan area with an impressive enough resume that he would garner the trust and respect of his players and staff. Let me talk to you. Do Nash check these boxes? Does the current head coach that the Brooklyn Nets have check these same boxes? What boxes am I talking about? If you're wondering, the box of name recognition in New York. Nash does not have no respect and recognition in New York. That's a fact. Sean Marks, you don't even have no respect in New York before you got here. You came from the Spurs umbrella, and your respect come from the fact that you was under under Greg Popovich, Mr. GP, Mr. Coach Pop himself. You're from that cloth, and we expect nothing but Coach Pop kind of stuff. And you did some good stuff, but we talking about coaching. And when we had Kenny Atkinson, we were good. What is it that you see in Nash that you did not see in Kenny Atkinson? Maybe you wanted a fresh start. But my point is, Kenny Atkinson was building a resume in New York, Brooklyn, New York, to be specific, and was getting respect from his players. Nash does not get respect from his players. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is not a bash Nash because he's trash type of vlog. That's not what I do. I analytically look at the situation, break it down like a molecule, explain what I do, how it is, and how it's supposed to go. Stop me if I'm wrong. Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog, and I'm talking heavy. One of Brown's first orders of business was to hire a head coach with name recognition in New York metropolitan area. Nash does not check that box. And I mean, not only that, not your friend, not your homie, not your best buddy, and with an impressive enough resume. What resume? Let me answer the question without asking it. He doesn't have a resume for coaching. That's two important boxes that Steve Nash is supposed. No. Not Steve Nash. It's not against you, Steve Nash. That the head coach is supposed to have. It's not that the Brooklyn Nets don't like you, Steve Nash. We don't think that you should be the head coach specifically for these reasons right here. Maybe if you was the head coach in Phoenix, hypothetically, because you got a name in Phoenix and you built your name up in Phoenix. You never played for the Knicks. I mean, or the Nets for that matter. I know you ain't played for the Nets. So let's just keep it Brooklyn. You never played for Jersey and you never played for the Brooklyn Nets. Sean Marks, you missed with your head coach. It was a risk and you missed. You making all of these changes, even willing to trade KD, and I'll go as far to say, like I said prior. Nah, I said it prior. I won't even get into that. But these two boxes, very important for you to check as a head coach, from GM to head coach. Brown did it, and he the one who started all of this. Go back to your roots. I need Sean Marks to go back to the Nets' roots and look at how this team was built from the beginning and start from there. I ain't want to say it, but I said it. KD wanted Tyrone Lue. Kyrie Irving wanted Phil Handy. You said no to both of them and chose Steve Nash. Why? Let me ask you why. Exactly. Sean Marks needs to sit down with Big Fan Breezy and have a conversation. Me and Sean, and it ain't gonna be crazy. Like, let's call it what it is. If I get an interview with Sean Marks, I'm gonna talk to him. Like, we gonna really talk. And I want to ask him these specific questions because I know him and Nash are friends, and they go back, and he believes in Nash. And I got friends too, but I don't think they should, I don't know, work a job they ain't fit to work. I ain't saying don't hire him. Hire him. But as the head coach, he doesn't check the boxes that Brown started with. He did not. And that's vital. And it hurts us as Nets fans knowing that no matter who and what players you get, whether KD stay or leave, the energy of the city is not confident with Nash running the ship. And as much as I feel like it could be fixed with Brian Keefe, it'd be nice if you felt the same way and made Brian Keefe the head coach. The energy shift in the city for the Brooklyn Nets fans will change dramatically. You'll be willing not to call Bruce Brown. Let Jeff Green go. Let Jared Karras, Dinwiddie, 7 draft picks go. But you won't let Nash go? Is Nash worth 7 draft picks? Is Nash worth losing Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, Dinwiddie, and keeping Joe Harris? What's going on? I'm a fan of the Brooklyn Nets, whether Sean Marks is the GM or not. That's a fact. Nets fans is protecting you. Nets fans got you in the hot seat. We got mixed feelings and emotions out here, Sean Marks. You did the press conference and said anything short of a championship, we failed you, and you failed us. And a lot of us Nets fans, when we do the lack of better words, you know what I'm saying? When we go back, I don't want to say that. When we go back and look at the reasons why we not where we think we should be, we all look towards Nash and see you protecting him. I see players like Ben Simmons in the gym. What do coaches do after they lose? Do they watch film? You feel me? What do they do? Do they just enjoy the summer? Like, hey, you know, I don't have to improve. The players do. The part of the reason why, do he take any of the loss that we got on the chin, any accountability on the coach? Any? I got fans talking to me spicy like the only thing I care about is running the city. And I do care and love it. My glory to be a fact. But realistically, the real glory, because I'm kind of trolling, is winning the NBA championship. That's what I really want. It felt like where we were going by you believing in, even with Nash, believe in him. But you trade the core for James Harden. Now you know it was a mistake, even though you cleaned it up with getting Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Drum. You lost Drum. And who is going to replace Drum? Not Nick Claxton. KD should be playing the small forward. Listen to me, my guy. Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. And the East is getting bigger and stronger. You see what Boston did? That's what we lost to. We need to be trying to match up with them. That's what the teams in the past used to do. We're not supposed to be getting players because of whatever. I respect you, Sean Marks. And got love for you and see the good you did for the Brooklyn Nets since you got here. But the good you did, the good you did went bad because of the trade. James Harden and whatever he did for the Brooklyn Nets was not worth 7 draft picks, Jared Allen and Karis LeVert. If you was able to pull that off by giving those 7 draft picks and keeping Jared and Karis LeVert, great. But you gave up everything you was building, including Kenny Atkinson, for Nash and James Harden. Dang, like, come on. Ben Simmons, the future, possible. Strong move. Shout to you. I see what you're doing. I see how BK, Brian Keefe, can assist in helping this whole situation by changing the culture of the Brooklyn Nets into a defensive one. I see it. The good you do, Sean Marks, as much as I may say this, that, and the third about it, I see the good you do. The stuff that you do, whether I like it or not, I'm going to point out all sides of it. But case in point is, I see the good you do. And I stand by and hoping and believing as a fan that we see it through and win the championship. But the East is tough. The East is one of the toughest divisions in the NBA right now. I'm willing to say that the division we in right now is the toughest division in the NBA right now. I don't know if that's just too much of a stretch. That might be real talk. You know what I'm saying? That might be real talk, for real. Our division is tough. The Boston Celtics went to the championship. Milwaukee, you see, they won a championship last year. Like, our division is tough, man. And for us to be verse them with KD and Kyrie, we got a chance. We do. But at the end of the day, we need more than KD and Kyrie. And bringing in Royce O'Neal for a draft pick, I ain't that mad at it. Not keeping Bruce Brown, I said what I said, but I ain't that mad at it, to be honest, because I could see how y'all don't necessarily want to make him part of the offense and rely on him for offense. And I feel like, listen, I respect it. Y'all brung Patty back. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all made Sean Marks, you made some strong moves, and I like it. But at the end of the day, I don't think you will budge off Steve Nash. And that's in a nutshell my question. Because Brown made his first order of business to head coach, and you chose Nash, and we no. He had a 13-game losing streak when KD wasn't there. So, and you know, you got Kyrie saying that we don't need a coach. So that's 2 boxes right there. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, talk to me though, man. Like, I don't know. You know, that's how I look at it. But yeah, man. Listen, I think that Brown was on to something. And whoever he is, he seemed like he was a good coach. So shout to him because he started all of this. And I'm learning a lot reading this book. I continue. Oh. One of Brown's first orders of business was to hire a head coach with name recognition in New York metropolitan area with an impressive enough resume that he would garner the trust and respect of his players and staff. That man, former Knicks standout, and oh my gosh, that man, former Knicks standout and St. John's star Max Zaslofsky, I think I'm saying that right, became the first head coach and general manager of the franchise. Wow. Did not know that. See, I love this book. Before attending college, Zaslofsky served in the U.S. Navy for 2 years during World War II. He played just 1 season of college basketball at St. John's, leading the Red Storm to a 17-5 record and an appearance in the National Invitation Tournament, NIT. The Brooklyn native left college to join the Chicago Stags of the Basketball Association. Okay. Of the Basketball Association of America, BAA, the predecessor of the NBA. Okay, now we talking. 20 years. 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 20 Did y'all hear that? The first coach is from Brooklyn. The first coach of the Nets is from Brooklyn. Did you know that? The very first coach of the Nets was from Brooklyn. I like that. And then they get into talking about the coach. We could get into this too. You know what I'm saying? At the age of 21, Zaslavsky became the youngest player to receive all NBA honors for the 1946-47 campaign, a record that remained intact until 2005 when it was broken by LeBron James. Wow. Let's read that again. At the age of 21, Zaslavsky became the youngest player to receive all NBA honors for the 1946-47 campaign, a record that remained intact until 2005 when it was broken by LeBron James. The very next season, at just 22 years and 121 days old, Zaslavsky became the youngest player to lead the league in scoring until Kevin Durant set a new mark in 2010. Wow. Yo, I'm learning a lot tonight. Yo, shout to all the Nets fans. It's Netsatnyte. Big fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Like, share, comment, subscribe. To, for life. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. So I'm trying to find a rhyme with subscribe. Subscribe and stay live. Subscribe and give me a 5. Yo, give me a 5 and subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like giving me a 5. You know what I'm saying? If you would slap Big Fan Breezy a 5, then subscribe. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. But yeah, man, for real. So Zaslavsky his record lived a long time. And it stayed until great players we know as Kevin Durant and LeBron James broke their records. Wow. I'll read that again because I thought that was pretty amazing, you know. At the age of 21, Zaslavsky became the youngest player to receive all NBA honors for the 1946-47 campaign, a record that remained intact until 2005 when it was broken by LeBron James. The very next season, at just 22 years and 121 days old, Zaslavsky became the youngest player to lead the league in scoring until Kevin Durant set a new mark in 2010. A four-time All-NBA first teamer, NBA All-Star, and league scoring champion, Zaslavsky established a remarkable playing career throughout the 1940s and 50s and became the obvious choice for Brown to appoint head coach. The obvious choice. Obvious choice. How is Nash the obvious choice? These are the three things that I'm going to be... Yo, it's Liddy in the city. It is Liddy in the city. These are the things that I'm going to be talking about, yo. Peep game, yo. Oh, my goodness. The truth is right under my nose, man. Are you serious? Like, what? This is amazing. Brown was the obvious... It became the obvious choice for Brown to appoint head coach. For entry fee of $30,000. Hold on, man. Let's just get into that. And you know, it's a lot to read, man. Listen, I could get through this whole book, but you know, and I should because it's just me. So I'll keep reading. I said, all right, so I'll read that again. A four-time All-NBA first teamer, NBA All-Star and League scoring champion, Zaslavsky established a remarkable playing career throughout the 1940s and 50s and became the obvious choice for Brooklyn to appoint head coach. For an entry fee of $30,000, an ABA franchise was awarded to Brown and partner Mark Benstein, while Mel Bays, who served as the team's executive director of operations. The New Jersey Americans joined the Anaheim Amigos, Dallas Chaparrals. They had a team called the Chaparrals. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to just read it and then I'm going to find out what Chaparrals is because I got to find out what that is. I never even heard of that word. All right. For entry fee of $30,000, an ABA franchise was awarded to Brown and partner Mark Benstein. Okay, so two of them own the team. All right. While Mel Bezos served as the team's executive director of operations, the New Jersey Americans joined the Anaheim Amigos, Dallas Chaparrals, Denver Rockets. Okay. Houston Mavericks. Okay. Denver Rockets and Houston Mavericks. Okay. Okay. Indiana Pacers, Kentucky Colonels, Minnesota Muskies. They had a team named Muskies. Minnesota Muskies, New Orleans Buccaneers, Oakland Oaks, and Pittsburgh Pipers as the 11 teams comprising the Upstart League. That's funny, man. It's no way I could not say Pipers and it don't sound funny. So pause or whatever, man. But that was the real name of the team. So yeah, I was right about it being 11 teams in the ABA. Upstart League. Each team played a 78 game schedule, and the ABA adopted the 30-second shot clock, implemented the 3-point shot, and used the signature red and white blue basketball. Wow. The NBA brought the NBA a lot of flair, and we don't get no credit for that. And I know the merger made it. The NBA Big Bank bought Little Bank with NBA. The NBA bought ABA, but now it poses the question. The question is this: the championship teams in the ABA for the Nets versus the championship teams for the New York Knicks. Who would win those games? I gotta find out what chaparral mean. Then we're gonna get into that. I never heard of a chaparral. What is that? They got some funny names. The Knicks itself named Pants. Whatever, man. They named after Pants. When I Google it, it's Pants. Nobody even played basketball in those. I swear, man. Y'all did all that to stop us, and now we here sweeping y'all. Y'all gotta be salty. All right, chaparral. Vegetation consisting chiefly of tangled shrubs and thorny bushes. That's the name of the team? That's wild. That's wild funny. All right, okay, chaparral. And what else I said I wanted to look at? Said I wanted to look at some muskies. What the So okay, remember what I was saying about how the Nets is out of four of the teams that came to the NBA. So there's the New Jersey Americans, that's us. Then there was the Indiana Pacers and the Muskies. I knew that's funny as hell. The Muskies. What the hell is a muskie? Was it like musket, like a gun? And then it's like you only if you got muskies, that means you got more than one musket. The Minnesota Muskies. Okay, that sounds about right. I guess. So okay, the Rockets and the Mavericks. But I told y'all the teams. It was Denver, so that's three. It was Indiana, Denver, New us, and it was the Spurs, San Antonio. But what team went from San Antonio? Was it? Who was it? Wasn't Anaheim? No, it wasn't Anaheim Amigos. It wasn't Dallas. Was it Dallas? Houston? Was it Houston? What was it? Oakland Oaks. That's all the way on the other side. New Orleans Buccaneers. And because we got the Dallas Mavericks, so and we got the Houston Rockets. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how they said the Spurs came, but like, what team was it? I don't know what team it was. I gotta find that out too. It's a really good book. I'm really enjoying this book, man. It's a good read, man. Like I said, man, if y'all want this book, it's called A History on the Nets. From T-Neck to Brooklyn, easy to find on Amazon. Great book, man. I recommend this book. Um, yeah. So it cost $30,000 to get an ABA team back then. They got a whole ABA franchise for $30,000. And you think about what it is today, and you like, wow. You know what I'm saying? $30,000 for a whole franchise. Do you know how much a franchise costs right now? Billions of dollars. Billions, millions, and billions. M's and B's. B's and M's. Oh man. But again, the flair is what I like most about this. Well, not most, but I like because the implemented the 3-point shot, and you think about what's going on today and how effective the impact of the 3-point line in the NBA right now, and see how relevant it is, and how the style, tempo, pace of the 3-point line, and who's best at shooting the 3-pointer. um those are the better teams. The Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry's brother, you know. But that being said, yeah, I think that that's and look, this is another thing. A 30-second shot clock. No, yeah, a 30-second shot clock. So it went from 30 seconds to 24. You know what I'm saying? When did that happen? When did the 24-second shot clock come into play? We out here, man. We out here, man. I'm trying to see what's up. When did the 24-second shot clock come into play? 24-second shot clock. When did it happen? When did it happen? Nah. I'm just trying to find. Hold up. And the 20. When did the 24? Yo, I'm out here learning basketball for real. 1954. The NBA has had a 24-second limit since 1954. FIBA introduced a 30-second shot clock in 1956 and switched to 24 seconds in 2000. All facts, man. Shout out to, what I'm saying, all the Nets fans, all the fans across the world, all the fans, So, yeah, man, but we talking Nets basketball, man. It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog, you heard? Each team played a 78-game schedule, and the ABA adopted a 30-second shot clock, implemented the 3-point shot, and used the signature red and white blue in basketball. Now it's orange. Viewed by many as the outlaw of the two leagues, the ABA established many innovative game rules, creative marketing ideas, some more harebrained than others, and acrobatic plays with a sense of pizzazz, like Dr. J, and style that mirrored the modern day NBA game. The modern day NBA game. The ABA was doing what the NBA was doing back then. Pizzazz. Like Harlem Globetrotter type stuff, but really know how to play basketball for real. Like, yo, man. Listen, you learn something new every day. I'm out here, man. I'm out here learning. I'm out here learning. But they said that the ABA was the outlaw of the two leagues. Established innovative game rules, creative marketing ideas. Like what? Slam dunk contest, 3-point contest. Like what? All-star break? Like what? Seemed like the ABA influenced the All-Star break and the things I mentioned prior. This is a good read again, man. Buy this book. I recommend it. Scott Tarr, co-founder of the Dropping Downs Foundation, a not-for-profit organization that aims to help former ABA players and their families who are experiencing financial or medical difficulties, shared his earliest recollections of the league and his contribution to the history of the game of basketball. Scott Tarr, again, co-founder of the Dropping Downs Foundation, a non-profit organization that aims to help former ABA players and their families who are experiencing financial or medical difficulties. Basically like insurance, like they got a union. Like Scott Tarter started like the first union. He had a union in the ABA, and he should be recognized, man. Shout to Scott Tarter, man. You a big deal. You know, shout to you, bro. Shared his earliest recollections of the league and his contributions to the history of the game of basketball. These are his words. He says, "Oh, we talking heavy now. We talking heavy now. We talking heavy now." I says, when the league was formed, there were no television contracts in the ABA. They had to figure out a way to compete. So they went out and got George Mikan, who was kind of a seminal representative of the ABA greatness, to be the commissioner. Then they decided to have the iconic red and white blue ball, which was Mikan's idea. One of the things he was quoted as saying is that he chose the red, white, and blue ball because of the marketing potential. You could see the rotation on the ball better, and all the players and coaches always said they needed to fill the arenas. We learning a lot of stuff tonight, man. It's Netsatnyte. It's Netsatnyte, man. What's goody? No, listen, man. Okay. And what I took from this is the ABA was the student of the game. They knew they was the underdog of the situation. As far as the NBA and the ABA, there was understanding, obvious understandings. I mean, especially teams like the Nets was effective with the whole Dr. J situation, business of the contract of you know, and etc. Right. So they sought out the best guys that the NBA had. They always was looking to do business. It seemed like the ABA's relationship with the NBA was good. Just the Knicks was really the ones that would act like they didn't want to embrace the merger, you know? And now I'm feeling some type of way because it's like we in Brooklyn and, we got the two sweeps season one. Then the next season, one season, we got the sweep and made it a tie. Went the whole summer, one on one. Nobody who was saying we was going to sweep them. We was saying 2-2. We giving teams, benefit of the doubt or whatever. But the truth is, it's like we swept them. We swept them to make it a tie. Then we swept them to make it up by 4. This is the stuff that happens to teams that never want to see you shine. Y'all can't stop us from glowing. Y'all can't stop us from shining. Y'all don't want to see the Nets do their thing. Y'all want to see the Nets come up. Y'all really like we on y'all heels like that? And you know what? I expect that. So we ready for it. And that's why we up by 4 now. 4 wins, that is. City champions. But it ain't about them. Let's get back to the Nets. And again, those were his words. So shout out to Scott Tarter. I imagine those are his words. Oh, what's this? Nah, this is a lot of reading right here. This is a lot of reading. This will take all day to read to y'all. I did a few pages. It's still the first chapter, but it's the off season, so I'm chilling. But I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'll know if I get some comments. What I'm saying, throw something in the chat so I'll know. But my thing is what I learned. I learned a lot, and I learned that when you want to be the best, you got to go get the best. And Brown went out and got the best coach in the Zaslavsky. His records took mad long to break. KD broke one in 2010, and Braun did it in 2005. LeBron did it 2005, and he played Zaslavsky, played in the 1940s through the 1950s. That's a long time to have a record. That's 50 plus. That's nothing to sneeze at, my guy. Zapolowski is that guy. I kind of want to keep reading to find out more about Zapolowski, man. Yo, this book is a page turner. Yo, I recommend this book, man. I'm telling you. Wow, they showing a picture of the ABA, like the promotional poster. The 1967 through 1968 New Jersey American inaugural season program guide. It's like a magazine. Yeah, and look, it said they had goofy promotions, and I think the ABA got a bad rap for that. But what they primarily did was open up the floor. They instituted the 3-point line. They had a much faster style of play. They allowed afros, which weren't allowed in the NBA. Hold up. They allowed beds, which weren't allowed in the ABA. Wow. Could you imagine James Harden without a bed? They call him the bed. Could you imagine Jared Allen without a fro? They call him the fro. Wow. You learn something new every day. The NBA at the time, a lot of people don't understand this. But in the early days, the ABA 1967 through 1971, the ABA was the slow league. The ABA was the slow league. The NBA was the slow league. Let me read that again and be clear. Shout out to all the fans. The NBA at the time, a lot of people don't understand. The NBA at the time, a lot of people don't understand this. But in the early days of the ABA, 1967 through 1971, the NBA was the slow league. They were all white owned. They were all primarily white players. Their main focus was to get it into the big guy, get it into Will Chamberlain, getting it into Bill Russell. Rest in peace, Bill Russell. Great player. Great player. We gonna get into that too. You know what I'm saying? If y'all out there, y'all want to talk about Bill Russell and his greatness, listen. Again, I'm a Nets fan, but let's be realistic. I respect greatness. You know what I'm saying? I would never not talk about Bill Russell because he's not a Net. That's just ridiculous. That's fanatic. That's what fanatic is, where you just you take it too far. But I'm a fan. I'm like half that, I guess. But Bill Russell was great. And this makes a lot of sense when you hear about the numbers that they had. And then what stands out is Wilt getting 100. If that was the whole style of play, was getting into the big man and he scored a basket, that makes sense that he scored 100 points. It do. Their main focus was get it into the big guy, getting it into Will Chamberlain, getting it into Bill Russell. Excuse me. So it wasn't a motion offense with a lot of passing, walking it up the floor in a slower, more conservative style of play. The ABA completely turned that on its head, and that was very intentional. Okay. Where the ABA said, we're going to take guys who love to play and who love to play athletically, and we're just going to let them play. That's kind of what they did. The three-point shot opened up the floor. It was a run and gun style. You would see some of those games being played in 110s, 20s, and 30s. 110s, 120s, and 130s. They were scoring that in the ABA back then. What? In fact, the Indiana Pacers had a game where they scored 177 points in a single game. Good Lord. Good golly old Molly. Good golly old Molly. That was the record for the league. It wasn't that defense wasn't being played. It was that the offense was just a crazy up-tempo style of play. Wow. Interesting. Because when you look at the NBA right now, it look like history repeats itself. It's more of an ABA style of a game than an NBA style of a game. But big bank take little bank, I get it. But notice the Nets is the original Don Dadas of the ABA, and we deserve to win it. We're gonna win it one day, and I think I'm gonna be alive when we win it this day. That day, I'm gonna be alive for it. I think I'm gonna be alive for it. I can feel I'm gonna be alive for it. My heart beating in my chest. I'm gonna be alive for it. I'm focused, man. Listen, I gave y'all nothing but facts. These are jewels. I recommend this book. Reading is like some of the, this is where you get the, I'm getting this from the source, the core. This isn't stuff that I've Googled. This is a book written by Rick Laughlin. You could get it. It's the history of the Nets from T-Neck to Brooklyn. Yo, where my guy Jay at, man? Shout out to all of the Nets fans I know, man. Yo, I learned a lot, man. Hold on, man. I'm gonna sage the rage, you heard? I'm gonna sage the rage. I'm over here chilling. I know I'm up by myself, but I'm used to this. You know? I am. Yo, when I started off Facebook, it was like that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stay consistent. I think you put 10,000 hours in anything, you can be successful. You look at Kobe and the Mamba mentality. Again, he being named one of the best players because of his mentality. His mentality made him one of the best players, man. And you listen to how he talk, you believe him, like, yeah. And then you see how productive he was and what he actually did. It's like, yo, get into that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get into the Mamba mentality too. You know what I'm saying? Facts. That Mamba man, I'm there. You know what I mean? And yo, that's like something that's like proud to you should have. You know what I mean? Like a mentality where when winning don't come easy. You know what I'm saying? You try to guarantee winning by your work ethic. You know what I'm saying? You try to get to it for real. Like, yeah. Rest in peace to Kobe, GG, everybody that was on the helicopter. But yeah, on another note, you know what I'm saying? Just how death affects things. And I'll get into this another time, so I'll try to start the vlog with it. But I'm just saying it because, I'm just thinking about it. I was listening to an interview with Kenny Anderson, and he goes on and say how the Nets were really good up until Petrovic died over the summer, and then the team just fell apart after that. He said, just the spirit of the team was different and it changed, and that happens with death. Petrovic, he brought a certain spark to the team. I remember Petrovic because I remember Jordan. To keep it real, like I remember certain players, and he was one that definitely always stood out. He was like nice. Like he's like, yo, you heard of Petrovic? You know what I'm saying? Like you keep out Petrovic be balling. For real. For real, man. I'm about to go get to some Petrovic highlights just cause. Facts. About to get to some Petrovic highlights. I'm chilling, man. Why not? Like, why not watch some Petrovic highlights? You know what I'm saying? Either park a little chill with me, you know what I'm saying? It's big fan breezy, man. I'm a big fan. That's why I'm doing all this. He used to play for Portland too. I gotta make sure they Nets highlights. Or we could just watch all his highlights, man. Uh, I got y'all. Hold up, hold up. Yeah. Petrovic, man. Look at Petrovic, man. Tries on. Yo, we about to watch this, yo. Y'all with me? I mean, ain't nobody there, but I hope y'all see this. I hope y'all see this, man. I wish y'all was with me, man. You know, I'm saying it because of that. I wish y'all was with me, man. You know? All right. Yeah, yeah. I'm here. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. All right, we rocking. Yeah. Oh, drives in for three. Oh, yeah. Look, he hype. Look, playing versus Jordan. I told you. I told you. Yo, look, number 44. What? That's when he's Portland. With us, with the Nets, he was number three. All right, I didn't know that. He's number 44. All right, number three with the Nets. Look, he played with so much passion. Yo, we love Petrovic, yo. We love Petrovic as a fan. That's a fact. Or his death it hurt the whole NBA community. Hurt everybody for real. Yo, this is what he playing in a Euro League. Yo, a fan, he was on here the other day. He was like, "Yo, do you think the Euro League? He's saying about the Euro League, is it the second best?" I was like, "Yeah." You know, you got players like Drazen. Look at Drazen. Petrovic for three. Oh my goodness. Yo, come on, man. Petrovic, look how much. Yo, I love Petrovic, yo. I love how he played the game. I love how Petrovic played the game. Look at that pass. Yo, could you imagine him and Kenny Anderson just on a team, just for a longer time? Like if Kenny Anderson would have continued to play with Petrovic, man. Look at those. Look at the. This is the stuff that behind the back pass, throwing it to. Come on, man. You see the chemistry. Come on, and I think Coleman wore number 44, and he wore that in Portland. Come on, man. They got chemistry out there. He just throwing back. Like these are different highlights of him throwing backwards behind the back passes. Like he just got that in his bag for real. Nah, come on. Look at that. You see the ball fake? Nah, that's elite basketball. Like, come on, man. Nah, that was amazing. That was amazing. Look. Oh my God, he faked him out of his shoes. That was a Kim Olajuwon. Yo, Kim Olajuwon, one of the best defenders in the game. Nah, nah, he was elite, bro. And this is the Euro League. Look, Petrovic for three, easy money. Like, oh my goodness! Like, are you serious? What? Wow! He between the legs? No, hold on. Come on, man. He make it look easy out there. He been playing ball all his life. 4 for 5, 80%, 12 points. Like, what? Come on, Drazen. 4 boards, and he a guard. Swish. Where did he shoot, yo? Where did Drazen shoot? Hold on. I don't miss nothing. Damn, man. He just don't. That's his back. Yo, he just do that. Yo, he just do that. He just. Wow. And he was playing. Yo, come on, man. I understand what Kenny Anderson mean by what he said. I wish I could interview Kenny Anderson. Yo, oh my, that's bro. He doing that in the Euro. He a kid. He's a little kid. Look at this. That's elite basketball. Like, are you serious? Like, oh my goodness. Nah, this guy's a baller. This is how you play basketball. 22, 5 for 680. Like, are you serious? Bro, he was always great. He was always great. Wow. Wow, yo. This is amazing highlights right now. Stop and pop. Like he can do it all. Like look at see, that's not the 3 point line. He's shooting behind the 3 point line. Too easy. Oh my goodness. Nah, he a baller. Yo, he always been good. Yo, nah, he's he and he like you see what he do to the crowd? He remind me of Patty Mills. What be doing right now? Yo, man, we miss Dryson, man. Word, man. We can't replace Dryson. Like, look at all of the stuff that he do. He was coming off the bench. What? Yo, if Dryson would have started with Kenny Anderson, we could have won. Yo, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, this is easy for him, bro. Like this elite basketball. He doing this as a youth. He's look at him. He's a youth. Look at this. Yo. Oh my twing. What? Yo, are you serious? Yo. Oh man. Then he got the steal. He got the three. Then he got the steal. Like this? Come on, man. I'm just upset that I had to watch this by myself, man. Like for real, man. Like maybe not, man. Maybe not, because I'm really enjoying this. And I don't really want to pause none of this. Like that's elite basketball. Like come on, he pump fake, get him in the air, and that's when he not even jumping into the player. You see what I'm saying? There's players right now that I ain't trying to throw. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that it's just players right now that jump into you once they get you in the air. He jump away and he scored a ball. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I could really imagine that, yo. Kenny Anderson next to Drazen Petrovic and then like starting because they didn't play together on the same team for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. They ain't, it was short lived. I'm telling you, I heard that interview. That's a real interview, bro. And Kenny Anderson really said that. He was like, yo, when Drazen died, it was over after that. He was like, it was over after that. And before he died, yo, bro, he scored. He played 82 games out of 82 games in 1991. He played 43 games in 1990. He got here in 1990, but he was a rookie in 1989. He was a rookie in the NBA because you see him in the Euro League right there, right? He was a rookie in the NBA in 1989. Um, came in. He averaged 12 minutes and 7 points, 7.6. Well, 12.6 minutes, 7.6 points, 48, uh, 48 and a half field goal percentage. You know what I'm saying? and in Portland in eight, and then he played 18 games. Probably was hurt in 1990, and then in 1990 he got came back from the injury after the trade, I imagine, and he played 43 games for the New Jersey Nets at the time. And he was averaging 20 minutes, and he averaged 12 points. Like he came back healthy, shooting 50%. Came back healthier, shooting 50%. Like he was balling. And then he played 82 games, so you know he was healthy. He played 36 minutes, 82 games. That's elite basketball, bro. An average 20 points. What? 50%? Half the time you give him the ball, he gonna score. The defense is a shock. Nah, man, they gotta be some Kenny Anderson, Petrovic highlights, man. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Like it was short lived. Like that's what I wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say that to KD and Kyrie. The only reason why Kenny Anderson and Petro and Drazen didn't play, and I ain't trying to put pressure on you. I'm just being real. You know, as far as when it comes to basketball, right? I'm not trying to take it there crazy, right? I'm just saying they stayed together, and the way I heard Kenny Anderson explain Drazen, like they were cool. You know, I'm gonna go to the interview. I probably ain't gonna do it now. I gotta look for it, do some homework. But yeah, they, you know, that's how he explained why the team didn't do well after that. Like that's for real. So in 1992, the record was what was the Nets record in 1992 where he played 82 games. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? You know what I'm saying? Um, what was it? Uh, Nets 1992. What was the record though? What was the record? What was the 43 and 39? Okay. We lost in the first round. He was third in the division. Okay. Oh shit. It's probably, let me check 91 and 92. 91. I think I'm right. Let me check. Alright, the roster. Draza. Yeah, he on the roster. Yeah. Alright, let me see something. Okay. Yeah. Shit. This ain't what I want, man. Um, hold on, man. This ain't what I'm trying to see some. Trying to see some. All right, so they was on the same team, but who was they giving minutes to over Draza? It was Mookie Blaylock. It had to be Mookie Blaylock. Wait for like Draza should have been starting. Like Tate George, Doug Lee. Nah, Draza had to be starting this year. Like, there's no way that Doug Lee and Tate George were starting over Draza. Nah, nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Where Draza and Kenny Anderson, like that was a nice combination. Yeah, For real. All right. But yeah, man, I know it's late. I just wanted to pull up, see what's up. And shout out to Drazen Petrovic, man. You were great in basketball. We love you. I'm a Nets fan, and I grew to love you more doing this vlogging stuff. And I really do appreciate you, for real. Shout out to all the Nets fans. To see it's a rivalry, even in the book, in the history of the Nets, and they talk about the Nets. I didn't bring the Knicks up to plug my show, okay? I know I shameless plug all over a lot of the time. But this is one of the times that I did not plug the show intentionally, right? So want to say that appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna do more of this. You know what I'm saying? I would do more of this. I'll pull up, read the book. It's a really good book, yo. It's a good book for real. Listen, I don't know if y'all into highlights and you know what I'm saying, but that's what I do, you know. Where it was a Nick fan, he called me Highlight Breezy, but I'm really Highlight Breezy, man. I could come in and watch some highlights with me. But he was saying that because he said I never watched the game, but I do watch games. Shout to him. Shout to Kev the Nick fan Kev. You know what I mean, he was on a podcast with us before. Time he couldn't make it. He had a family situation. All fun, good stuff. Good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, shout to Time, man. But he wasn't there that and Kev was there, so you'll see him co-host or he'll call up. He's a dope fan, but he know Nets run the city. He don't want to admit it. He want me to be a Knicks fan, but the criticism that I gave the Knicks, they never took it. They just looked at it like I was capping. And I said I was rapping, boom bapping. But they didn't want to make they called me out of my name, put stains on my jacket. They called me out of my name and put stains on my jacket. And I want to say this before the season start. Ben Simmons, when you was in Philly, I was talking hella spicy. But now that you in Brooklyn, you know, I see you in the gym, see you working out, see like you getting ready for the season, and this team is changing in the identity of defense right up the way that it'll work out for you to run the team. But the truth is that it's not about you just being the captain of the ship, ignoring your and not saying it's your team. Hey baby, that's the energy between you and KD. Why KD wait for the trade? Like, yo, y'all try to give him the team. Like, it ain't his team, it's my team. Maybe it's that. They said KD went out. I listen, man. Yo, KD asked for the trade, man. I don't think he want Ben. I think he want Ben Simmons to know it ain't your team, even if you know what I'm saying. I mean, and but Sean Marks is looking at it like, well, it ain't your team. You know what I'm saying? And then Nash, I don't know what he's saying. You know what I mean? Nash probably ain't said nothing. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. And I said this prior. Y'all could check the vlog out. But there's some misunderstandings between KD, Sean Marks, and Steve Nash and Kyrie Irving. Yeah, Cam Thomas. They worked it out with Cam Thomas, though. I see Cam Thomas in a post game interview. He was talking like, yeah, being respectful, which was I thought was good. I thought it showed character and him as a player showed that he is coachable, and he's, you know, he is a coachable player. That's what I've seen in the interview, and I think that's good for him going into his sophomore year, as second year as a NBA player. You know, he was in high school, then he was in college a year. He's in his second year in the NBA, so technically he's played more NBA games than he played college games, and he's only going into his second year. I think it's impressive. He's a 27th pick. He's in conversations with the top 10 for 20-point games in the season. 1, 2, 3, 4 draft picks was there. The 8th draft pick was there, and the 27th draft pick was there. And that 27th pick, you guessed it, is Cam Thomas. We're not just ran and rave about him because we think he's a cool guy. We see the potential and see him play actually to say that, okay, not only the potential, but we see what he can do, and we see where he can improve. And I like and stride how he, you know what I mean, understands where he has to evolve in his game. He understands. He didn't do that in stride. He was good money. Listen to him in an interview. He's an intelligent basketball player. But I said all that to say is that that's what I do. I vlog about the Brooklyn Nets. I know all about the Brooklyn Nets. I even watch the post-game interviews. So check me out. Subscribe. Get ill, man. If you would give me a 5, then subscribe, man. Shout out to all my Nets fans. Like, share, and comment. It's a big fan. Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.